What's going on, my squatchies? If you watched my last video, I got a real treat for you today. In the last one, I set up the North Face Wawona 6. Really nice, but really expensive tent. And that video did really well, and I love the tent. But I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time. I went on Amazon and I bought the cheapest tent that wasn't for kids, and the smallest. And I'm gonna set it up side by side with the Wawona 6 and see how it holds up. I'm even gonna sleep in the little tent while I have the big nice tent set up right beside it. First, I'm gonna go boil some water for some coffee. You can come join me for that, and then we'll get to setting up the tents. Ow! All right, squatchies. We got the North Face tent set up right there. As you can see, it's enormous. Now we're gonna come right over here. We're gonna set up the new tent. As you can see, I hadn't even opened it yet. So I have no idea what I'm getting into. I just know it was little and cheap. You can see it's a FORCEATT tent. I'll link to it on Amazon if you want to know more about it. That's not too bad. It just looks really small next to this one, but it's even got the same kind of little holes for the holes to go through. Huh. And it feels like it's almost as thick as the North Face tent. The material. Much smaller poles. These are your more traditional tent poles that are really thin. Feels like fiberglass. But at least they do have the little peg to go in the hole instead of just being open like the cheap tents used to be. I'm not going to bother with the instructions. It's just a simple tent. Put that in the hole. Hope it doesn't pop out. And it popped out. Try to keep pressure on it this time. There we go. Now for this side. Last one. That's all it takes. Tie this up so it doesn't sag down. This ground's really hard, so I have my tent peg sticking up a little bit. I'm not sleeping in that tent, so I didn't peg it down really good.
How's it going?
How's it going? Pretty good. The trail's a little flooded today.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not bad. I'll be able to fit in there, but my head and my feet are going to be touching the ends. All right. I'll come back to you with the GoPro, and we'll get inside both tents. All right, I'm back with you. I got both the tents set up now. I cut the camera for a second. Some other people showed up, came to talk. They're going to camp nearby. But I'm going to take you in the big tent right quick. Have a look around. As you can see, I can stand up in here. Big tent. And all this, you can open up all this. So it's almost completely open at the top. You got vents even out here. And then you got a little sitting area outside right here. I got some comments about the footprint I got underneath the tent, because they discontinued the footprint for the Wawona 6. This is a Wawona 8 footprint, and if it was the 6, it would end at this corner. But since I got the 8, it's made to perfectly fit out there, so you have some walking area and you're covered. So I think that's why they discontinued the 6, is so because the 8 made more sense for the 6. Come on over. As you can see, I can stand up in here as well, but my head hits, so it's a little tighter in here. But this is a good place to sit if it's raining. You can even cook under here with a little stove like I cook coffee with. You can see this extends a little bit too, so you have some room to put your stuff. Keep it dry. But there's not much to see in this tent. It's little. But those are two tents, side by side. Get a good look. It's tiny. Pretty sure we could fit that tent inside the other tent. But I'm going to get everything inside the tent, get it ready to sleep. Then I'm going to come back and cook some hamburgers for supper. We got a little adventure tonight. As you know, I make ghost hunting videos too, if you didn't know that. If you're into that kind of thing, check out my ghost hunting videos, both on the IronSquatch channel. But I'm going to cook some hamburgers with you in just a little bit. All right, Squatchies. I'm all tucked away in this little bitty tent. You can see it is tiny. And my feet. I ain't got my boots off yet, but my feet are touching the end. And my head right here at this end. I'm going to try to get some sleep. And I've always got the big tent if I need it. But I'm going to try to sleep in this one. It's pretty comfortable. It's just little. But I'll come back to y'all in the morning. Good night, Squatchies. What's going on, Squatchies? So, I slept in this tiny little tent. As you can see, I kind of have to lay sideways to be able to fit. We got a lot of moisture, especially around the door. But I slept pretty good. It's a little colder than I thought it was going to be, but it's not bad. This is a good tent for any of the times I need to hike in somewhere. You know, if I gotta hike in, I can't be carrying that big North Face tent. But this one, it fit in the bottom of my pack real easy. Alright, well, I'm gonna get up, get some breakfast. Thanks for watching. Oh.